Hello and welcome, everyone. You are listening to The Crack. This is the podcast where I ask you what's the crack. So what's the crack, guys? Get in touch. Let us know. I'll share it with everyone that listens. And today that is you. How are you? You're listening to this and I'm talking directly to you, the individual. Straight to your ears. How are you getting on? Behaving yourself? Staying out of trouble? Working hard, thriving, and surviving. Hope you're good. Hope you're well. Don't know what you've been up to. What have you been up to? You gotta let me know. Were you watching the Super Bowl? Did you stay up late? Stay up to like 3 a.m. over here? Whatever time it was on till. I think it was on ITV. We didn't watch it on that. We watched it on some... Not gonna confess to crimes on here. Let's just say potentially maybe we were to watch it on some sort of streaming site. Maybe. Imagine if that did happen. If you were to watch it on one of these sites, it was an American one. That would have been how I would have watched the Super Bowl. Not that I knew what the fuck was going on. No idea how all this stuff works. They seem to stop a lot. Mainly I was watching it for the film trailers. Yeah. American football. I don't get it. Wasn't a thing over here. Tossing the pigskin, whatever the fuck they do in American football. I know Charlotte, because, we were watching it and Charlotte was telling me that some guys from her school would go and play it. But I don't know how serious it was. I don't know how dedicated they were to it, because I know in America it's a massive thing. What's that? Friday Night Lights, that film or TV series. That's just high school football. That's just fucking 14, 15, 16-year-olds, 6'4", fucking jacked up, massive. And then it goes to college, and it's a massive. Well, it's a giant thing over there, American football, but even in schools with the youth, with the young, it's a big deal. So then the Super Bowl was the biggest sports event in the world, apparently. Most expensive advert you could possibly pay for. Super Bowl. I have paid for advertising once with this podcast, and that was on Instagram for 2 days, and it cost me, I think, £2. And I was like, you know what? I'm not doing that again. So I don't know what my budget might go to, but I don't think you're going to be seeing this in the Super Bowl adverts anytime soon, guys. This is on twice a year, is it not? I don't think it's like a once a year type of thing. I think it's two times a year they do Super Bowl. I don't know. But I saw the adverts, saw the trailers. There's the Wicked movie, based on the stage musical about the Wicked Witch from The Wizard of Oz, the green one. It's about her going to uni. Actually is, but that's just the start, and then she graduates and life wears her down. And there's Jeff Goldblum. He's going to be in that. The trailer looked pretty good. I know they're sort of trying to go as close as they can to remaking The Wizard of Oz without remaking it after you had the Oz the Great and the Powerful with James Franco as the wizard and Mila Kunis. Yeah. She was in that with Rachel Weisz. No Dorothy, because that was set before Dorothy. However, in Wicked, spoiler to the trailer, Dorothy appears for a moment because the end of Wicked overlaps with the start of The Wizard of Oz. So, they're going as close as they can to the line with that without remaking it, but it doesn't need remade. The film only came out in 1939. It's brand new. So, that was one of the trailers. There was a Deadpool trailer. I've not seen Deadpool 2. I've seen the first one. It's alright. It seems to be more popular on the internet than it is with folk I know, so it's got an audience out there. Deadpool movies, they weren't bad. They're alright, says this guy. What other film trailers were there? I don't remember. I stayed up late and I was tired, and I was just watching little bits of American football in between the adverts. What I did notice with the American adverts is that they're crazy. If they're not if they're not advertising medication, and I'm like not just over-the-counter medication, I'm talking actual. Ask your doctor to prescribe you that, fucking hell. So they're trying to prescribe this, but if you read the bottom, if you read the small print, or if you listen to what they're saying, I don't know, say it's medication for a rash on your arm. You get these adverts of people going about their lives looking happy, blue skies, everything's going nice. Dogs are catching frisbees and son's scoring a touchdown, American shit. It looks happy. Ask your doctor to prescribe this. Warning. Warning. This is when the advert gets real. It'll be like, may increase the rash, may cause type 2 diabetes, may cause your body to become resistant to other medications, could cause death and blindness, sorrow and misery, could bring about the end of time. Ask your doctor. Why would you imagine going to your doctor with a request? I don't mean requesting him to heal you, but hey doctor, I know this is sort of your area, but this advert, the guy kind of looked like me in it, so I thought maybe I could try this. That's just fucking wild. I've been watching American TV, and it's just see, I don't watch British TV. I don't watch TV mainly. We don't have a TV license, so we don't plug the TV into the wall. Yeah, I mean, we've got the Xbox, and we get Netflix through that, and Amazon, Disney, YouTube. So we never watch just television, because there's nothing on. I mean, we are at somebody's house and it's on. It's always crap. So speaking of which, we only kept Netflix on the go. I'm going to have to cancel that because my mum used to watch it on my account, and then they changed something. So she asked me a few times for the password, because Netflix would be like, you're watching this, but I don't believe you pay for this. So she asked me a few times for the password. And then we were out for dinner with them last week? Yeah, 2 days ago. And my mum says, oh no, we pay for Netflix now. No, you use my account. No, we started, paying for our own after they stopped letting us on for. The only reason I'm paying for it, Mum, is because you use it. We don't use Netflix. My account was for you, so yeah. So I'm gonna cancel that. I need to get on that. Actually, to write that down somewhere. Cancel Netflix. But back to TV. Yeah, we don't watch that. So I've been watching some American TV, and it's crazy. It's like something out of the Hunger Games. It's all bright and false and fake and cheerful. No, and their teeth. Their teeth are so white. They all have these fake teeth. I don't know, maybe they're not fake. Maybe they just have incredible dentistry, but it's so. I don't want to say false, but ideal. Everything on it. You watch British TV and you watch a lot of folk that look like normal people. Does that make sense? They got flaws. I don't know, maybe they'll have a droopy eye, or squint tooth, or maybe there's a guy who obviously had his nose broken in his youth. But you watch America, and it's like watching Barbie dolls and Ken dolls, and they're so weird. It's the adverts I love. Just the adverts are. I mean, obviously it pisses Charlotte off that I'm watching these things. Look at the advert. It's like, yeah, it's fried chicken. It's not just fried chicken. Look how weird this is. And it's so enthusiastic and electric and alive and upbeat, and I am not. So it's a bit of a contrast. American TV, very strange. Yeah. That could have very nicely led me into my next thing here. British TV. Now, did you ever watch Blue Peter? If you're not from the UK and you're listening to this, Blue Peter, I think it's still on. It is still on. It's a BBC programme. I don't know exactly how to describe it. It's gentle and safe, and so it'll be like, here's how you make Tracy Island from Toilet Roll Tubes, or today we catch up with somebody who trains guide dogs. It's nice things like that. And if you're on it as a kid, if you appear on TV, because it's done in studios, but if you appear on Blue Peter, say you're Max from Basingstoke and you got 100 quid for his classmate who was struck down by the bubonic plague. You know, if you raise money, you'll be on, you'll sit on the couch and they'll talk. And when I was wee, they had animals. I'm not sure what happens anymore. I'm not even sure if people still watch it, but they used to have like pet dogs and cats, and there was a fucking tortoise. But they'd have you on, and you get a badge, a little Blue Peter badge, and it's a wee blue boat. Well, it's a ship. It's a wee badge. They'll give you a ship. You get the wee badge, and I believe that gets you into like museums for free and things, but it's for kids. Well, I never got one because I was not a volunteering, charity-minded child. I've never liked volunteering, ever, even in high school. Oh, we're looking for marshals to stand in the woods for the fucking cross-country competition. Anyone? Not me. No way. I'd rather be at home doing nothing than volunteering for... Also, yeah, so, God, I've always been a prick. No, so, I was never on Blue Peter. I never did anything to warrant any talent, because every now and again I'd have, here's Nigel. He's from Essex, and he's missing his fucking fingers, and he can play the tin whistle using his toes. That sort of shit. Okay, you get the picture. If you're from the UK, you know what Blue Peter is. Now, this is going to go way out. I'll bring it back around, guys. At work, at Halloween, throwback. Why am I bringing this up? Just bear with me, I've got the story. The place I work is in the news as being on the edge, underfunded, pressed, stressed. Poor work morale, people are in bad moods, the public aren't happy with us. It's lovely. And what a cheerful place to work. It's got many flaws. Many, many, many flaws in the areas that need improved upon. For one of them, he's painted outside. It's horrendous. Now, on Halloween, and this is a workplace where adults work. Like, you have to be an adult to work there. That's my point. Well, what I mean is, it's not like I used to work at Tesco. You'd be working with like teenagers and retirees. This is for adults. This place, you have to sign like confidentiality shit, and you're dealing with things of all kinds of nature. So it's this is a place for adults. What's my point? Okay, so adults work there. On Halloween, to boost morale, we were given crayons. Okay? And black and white pictures of a cartoon pumpkin. This is a true story. To colour in when we could. Bear in mind, it's busy. We do 12-hour shifts where we don't usually take breaks. It's constant, it's busy. And we were given these pumpkin pictures to colour in with fucking crayons. And I didn't take that very well. I was in a very bad mood. So, after colouring in my pumpkin, of course I fucking coloured it in. I should have won. Don't know what I'd have won, but there's a competition. I coloured in my pumpkin, and I wasn't happy at all. And, all bark, no bite. I started complaining about it without actually meaning to do anything to change it. Because what's the point? So I drew a picture of an ambulance, and it looked fantastic. I drew that in crayon. I drew an ambulance with crayons, and despite it being my absolute best efforts at 29 years old, it did look like a 5-year-old drew it, because I'm not very artistically skilled. So I drew that, and I was like, you know what, I'm pretty fucking proud of that. That is a great 2D ambulance. You get the blue lights at the top there, and I had like blue lines coming away, so it looked like the sirens were on. And yeah, I drew that, and I wrote a letter in crayon, and I put my S's backwards and everything, because I'm a petty little fuck, explaining, hello, my name's Lewis, I work here, I want to drive an ambulance. Where I work, you have to be this old to drive an ambulance, you need this type of license, and I am 29 3/4 or however old it was. Can I please have a Blue Peter badge? And then I folded up the photograph and the letter, and I put it in an envelope, and I put a stamp on it, and I went all the way on my own to the post box, and I posted it to Blue Peter. And I didn't hear anything, and I sort of forgot about it. And then on the 29th of January, I got a letter. And I forgot about it, and I just found it earlier on, so I'm telling you about it now. I got a letter from Blue Peter. Fair play to them. They caught on to they got it. They understood. Lewis, that was a wonderful photograph, a wonderful drawing of an ambulance. It wasn't a photograph. It could have been. It was pretty good. That was a wonderful drawing of an ambulance. Thank you so much for sharing what you do. We're so happy to hear you, 29 3/4. All that sort of shit. Like, fair play to you guys. I like you. I like you. But they did say, now, we can't give badges if you're over 15 years old. Sure. I only cried for about an hour of that. But they did send me a little patch, which again in the letter they specify it's for me to sew onto my uniform and wear with pride. So, if I ever buy a sewing kit, I may just sew this Blue Peter patch onto the sleeve of my uniform and wear it with pride. So that's the closest I've ever come to getting a Blue Peter badge. I do believe my first boss, when I was 14, he had a badge from the 70s. It's been a thing for years, Blue Peter. It's been on since probably the late 50s, early 60s. So various folk have badges, and yeah. Got a patch. Didn't get a badge, but I got a patch. But if I ever do something that gets me on the show, I think you get a badge then. You know what I mean? They could have just sent me a badge. They could have. I know they could have. But it's alright. It's cool. They don't have to. They don't have to. Not going to take it personally. I just appreciate them replying. But yeah, they caught on to it. They got it. And it was signed like an actual signature from the person in charge. I assume. I didn't Google. There was actually like pen ink at the bottom. So that's me. Blue Peter patched up. Have you got a Blue Peter badge? Let me know. What did you do to deserve it? Did it get you anything? That would be something I'm interested in. Like I used to work at the kiosk for a castle. Not saying I was king of the castle, but I'd say who got in. No, so people would come and pay for their tickets, and I would give them a ticket and they'd walk through. But there was a button on there. There was a thing on the till on the screen. Say a friend of mine turned up, or if someone I knew, the people in charge knew, because we all sort of were from the same area, so the bosses, I knew them. So I'd sort of know if somebody turned up and knew them. I'd be like, oh yeah, sure, that's one of our friends. I'll let them in. If somebody came along and was like, look, I've got this Blue Peter badge, I would have probably considered at least letting them in. Maybe not. What'd you do to deserve that? What do you mean? Well, Jimmy Savile had a Blue Peter badge, so you're going to have to sell it to me. No, I'd wonder. I do wonder if you have a Blue Peter badge. What do they get you? Where do you go? Did you peak with your Blue Peter badge? Is that you? Please do let me know. If you have one, what did you do to get it? And what does it get you? Apart from pride. Yeah. So, a Blue Peter badge. Yeah. So what's happening today? Well, I'm sitting at my desk in the spare room recording this, and my left foot is in pain because, just fucking sympathy. Sympathy for the devil. Sympathy. I stayed up late last night. I was watching, the hell was I watching? Cloverfield. I haven't seen it since it came out, and it wasn't too spectacular. I was watching it. I was sitting on the couch, and the way I was sitting, I had my legs crossed sort of underneath me. I was leaning against the arm of the couch to my left, and as a result I was leaning on my left thigh. So my left leg completely, fell asleep. Just went numb, completely, pins and needles. And then I stood up. I don't know, to go get a snack or a drink. I stood up, and I put all my weight onto my left foot, which couldn't hold my body. There was no feeling in it. And I went down over it, but the way my foot was flat and my leg went down over it, and I don't know how to describe it, like where the leg meets the foot on the top, like crunched, like the actual noise. It was like somebody had put their hand into popcorn and just squeezed a fist, So I sort of went down, caught the wall, hopped back to the couch, and it was numb. But I was like, fuck, I think I've just done something here. So I sat there for a while, just sort of waiting for it to start getting sore or something. It never did. That was fine. wee dog got up, went out, so I took the dog for a walk around the car park outside. By the end of that, there was a sort of weird limp appearing. Wasn't painful though. Went back, watched the rest of the film. Then before bed, I went to put the bin out. Monday night means bin night. And going down the stairs of the flat to get to the door. It's kind of sore. Oh dear. All right, okay. Got into bed, and it was properly starting to throb. It'd been a few hours by that point, but I was sort of concerned, like, okay, something's up. Woke up this morning, luckily, and it hasn't swollen or anything, but it's still sore. So there's a weird limp when I walk. I don't think it's sprained, I don't think it broke, but I was concerned with the legitimate crack that, yeah. But maybe because I don't move very much, that was the same, when you crack your knuckles, maybe it was just the it's the body not being used to really moving the feet, so it's like, oh jeez, crunch. Yeah. So that was my night. Cracking. But is that everything? I didn't get any listener mail this week. I've got nothing to... Oh, actually, I got some feedback. Well, not feedback. One of the listeners got in touch about the Burns Night thing. Are you Scottish? Do you celebrate it? And she was saying she is Scottish. This is a friend of mine, so it wasn't sending the email. It's on WhatsApp. No, it's on Snapchat. And she was saying, we didn't make like a big Robert Burns deal of it. There was no piping in the haggis or poetry being read or recited or whiskey tasting or tossing the cabbard or dancing over crossed swords or charging redcoats or anything like that. No, they would have haggis for dinner when she grew up, which was the same with us. There was nothing to do with Robbie Burns on Burns Night apart from haggis, which I would eat more often. We never seem to buy it. I don't know why. It's tasty. It's good. But the email's still open, guys. You can get in touch. What do you do for Burns Night? Do you do anything at all? Legitimately, maybe you do readings of poetry and I don't know what else. Listen to bagpipes. Maybe you have a ceilidh. The thing Charlotte went to, she actually went to a ball that night, some fundraising thing, and that was a Burns Night thing. I went to pick her up, and there's all these folk in kilts and stuff. What the fuck's going on? And then she went to a whiskey tasting thing the next week or 2 weeks. And I tell you what, she's living the Highland life. It's Valentine's Day tomorrow. I need to go out tonight and buy her some roses and a card. Maybe I should get her some heather instead. You know, in my total ignorance, is heather year round? I don't even know if that would grow in the winter. No idea. Heather looks romantic, but the reality of it when I was growing up, say we go for a walk in the hills, stay on the path, don't go in the fucking heather, there's ticks. So, it looks nice, but don't go in it, alright? You might get Lyme's disease. Yeah. You got the ideal, and then you got the reality of, don't go in there, don't. There's blood-sucking fucking insects might give you diseases. Yeah, so I need to sneak out tonight and get that. I don't know what excuse am I going to use. Might just say to her, look, I'm going to go buy some flowers. I'm going out. She won't care. Making dinner tonight, though. I'm cooking. Making us sort of KFC type thing. It's got nothing to do with Kentucky, but the chicken will be fried. I'm making us fried chicken, I think you would say. We had wings last night. I think that was inspired by the SuperBowl. But in Aldi, you can just buy chicken wings, like raw. The full fucking wing, not portioned. So you have to cut the tips off and then half them. And, pull the right cord, you make it flap. But you gotta be an adult, you gotta respect it. Yeah, so we had wings last night, but we did it in the air fryer. It came out very, very nice, and our cupboard, we've accumulated all kinds of dried seasonings and stuff, and as gross as it sounds, most of them are probably expired, but they're dried seasonings, so they're fine. So we bit of garlic powder, we bit of celery salt and pepper, tiny bit of oil, cover them in that, chuck them in the air fryer, boom, delicious. Frank's hot sauce and some butter in a saucepan. That makes buffalo wings, that's the spice, but then Charlotte barbecue, so we put butter and barbecue in another pan, heat that up. I made a blue cheese dip, which is the easiest fucking thing in the world. You put some buttermilk, sour cream, mayonnaise, blue cheese, lemon juice, salt and pepper together and mix it up. Put it in the fridge, let it sort of get to know each other. Yeah, it was good. Easy. I say easy. Easy once you had all the little fucking finicky things done. But tasty. And then tonight, yeah, we're having the fried chicken. So I've been on the internet trying to find a recipe for that, which, by God, all these recipe sites. Scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll. And then when you're over halfway down, the recipe begins. But before that, you're getting this fucking person's life story about fried chicken's a staple in our house. However, I don't fucking care. Maybe there's a reason BBC Good Foods is used so much, because that just gives you a recipe. You don't need a life story. So, yeah. But the chicken we're having tonight, we're not doing in the air fryer. That's going to be done in oil. That's going to be fried proper. So I need to go and prep that. Yeah, I'm going to... Secret herbs and spices. Got flour, paprika, onion powder, garlic powder, celery powder, MSG. Yeah, dredge it in that and crisp it up. Also, we're going to have American gravy with it, which we get from B&M. It comes to be plastics or Chinese takeaway tub. Put it in cold water, whisk it up as it heats, and it doesn't taste like gravy. I don't know what it is. It's, probably poisonous, but it's fucking tasty. It's got American style gravy. I don't know what's in it. I don't check that. I just eat it because I'm disgusting. Need to go and clean the kitchen first, though. Today was pancake day. So we had pancakes, funnily enough. And I don't know why we don't have pancakes more often. Because everything to make the pancakes that we needed was in the kitchen. And it was so easy. It's just flour, eggs, bit of sugar, baking powder, maybe bicarbonate. No, I'm sure it's baking powder. All that shit goes together. Now we splash of milk. Could have put buttermilk in it, because I had buttermilk for the fried chicken. She meant to let it marinate in that for half an hour. Anyway, you mix it all up. Boom. Charlotte goes to the cupboard, pulls out this frying pan I've never seen before. What's that? That's the pancake pan. The pancake pan, of course, is fucking silly me. Why didn't I think of that? The pancake pan. Didn't know we had that, but it's a good thing, because if I knew we had that, I'd be making omelettes and scrambled eggs in it. So there's a reason she hides the pans from me. That was the pancake pan. The muffin man. Yeah. They were nice. Made chocolate chip ones. But then we have so much. In our flat, we don't have loads of, food, if that makes sense. You don't go to the fridge and take out, a big slab of beef. It'll be, okay, so you've got a jar of gherkins, you've got some mayonnaise, you've got some butter, you've got, so we're finding all these things we have. We've got lemon juice, we've got lemon curd in a jar, dried fruit, chocolate chips, syrups, maple syrups, honey, icing sugar, powdered sugar. We should really make pancakes more often. Save us fucking £11 for 3 pancakes. Yeah. So hope we have a good pancake day, if you're celebrating pancake day. It's a religious thing, I think, because Lent starts now, or tomorrow, or soon. I'm not too sure. I don't know the rules of Lent. I think that's the 40-day thing, isn't it? That's where you don't eat chocolate, or... I used to know about that. I remember in school, we used to get Pancake Day. Shrove Tuesday. Was that today? Is today Shrove Tuesday? Oh man, my ignorance is off the charts. Yeah, I'm sure before Lent, today was so they could get rid of the flour and the sugar and the butter. And then they'd eat strictly before Jesus came back to life. I don't know. If I'm offending you, I'm sorry. I don't know enough about religion or what's going on with this. I just know you make pancakes because they're good, but you have them today because everyone does. I'm not sure what Lent is. A Catholic thing. Anyway, I'm not giving up anything. So if you are, you can let me know. What are you doing for Lent? Not eating pancakes, apparently, but we'll see what happens. But I believe I said, just double check so I'm not giving you any lies. You got the iPhone open here. Gmail, what's going on? Do we have any listener messages? No. Alright, bye guys. No, that's the end of the episode there, guys. So, what was I asked? Yeah, if you want to get in touch, did you ever get a Blue Peter badge? What did you do for the Blue Peter badge? What are the equivalents of them? Is there anything else that has that sort of... I think it's a British thing. I can't think of anything else that has that sort of esteem held to it. Like, oh, he's got a Blue Peter badge. I suppose the brownies and guides and cabs and scouts, they have badges they sew onto their thing. Well, now I have one. I have a Blue Peter one. So get in touch, guys. Did you get a Blue Peter badge? Why? What did they get you? Did you make pancakes? I hope you did. Why shouldn't you? You deserve it. Treat yourself. And I think that's it until next week. So, as always, thank you to Black Mill for the theme tune. If you're not familiar with his music, check him out on YouTube. It's modern. It's dubstep. It's on YouTube and Spotify and all that sort of stuff. SoundCloud. You can get Blackmill on YouTube. So thank you, Blackmill, for the theme song. Thank you, Cora, for the logo. As I said last week, very kind of you both to give your talents towards the podcast. It is greatly appreciated. And to yourself, the listener, thank you for listening. Thank you for coming back. If this was your first episode, welcome. Hope you enjoyed it. And if you're returning, welcome back. It means a lot that you listen. But until next time, as I always say, just you look after yourself. Be good to each other. Be kind. You know, don't take any shit. Just be good. Alright, I'll talk to you next time, guys. Bye for now.